First time I suppose I thought about living single for the Lord, in fact, was when I went to work with some missionaries.
I'd never thought of living single for the Lord until I met the servants of the Word.
I would say the main thing that attracted me toward considering living single for the Lord is my relationship with other older men who are living this kind of life.
I was sitting down with a guy who was leading university outreach that I got involved in my first year at university here in London. And I'd known him for 5-6 months, and I asked him, so Jeff, you got a girlfriend or wife back in the States? He's from the US. He paused, recognizing that I'd missed something substantial over the last 5-6 months, and he said, well, Ronnie, actually last year I made a commitment to live single for the rest of my life for God. And I usually think I'm pretty good at hiding what I think if I want to, but I think my jaw must have dropped about 3 foot because I was not prepared for this answer at all.
In some ways, I think the missionary call was very important for me.
But I found in them a strong, attractive Christian life, and I was quite drawn to that. Of course, I didn't realize it meant living single for the Lord. I discovered that later.
I couldn't believe it. This is incredible to me. There was nothing in my church tradition that prepared me for this. So I'd say that was the first thing that put the concept in my mind. But as far as I was concerned, there was this massive gulf between me and what they were doing, and there was no bridge across that gulf.
I always remember seeing clearly something different in them from other people, just from the time and attention they give to other people.
Living single for the Lord is a place where you really can live a radical life. I'd also say I saw some examples. I saw in this example of this missionary living single for the Lord, and then when I was at university I saw a number of examples of servants of the Word who were serving in UCO, or what we now call Koinonia here in London, serving the Lord radically, and I eventually picked up that they were living single and they were committed to the Lord in that way, and that was part of their walk. Those are probably some key things for me.
And at the same time you see that these people they don't lack anything in a way, but they're giving something, they're giving up something for a higher cause.
I think the first time I actually started thinking about it was in my last year at university, when I was invited to live with the guys, the brothers as they were called, when my accommodation fell through for my final year. And I'd lived with them for the summer along with a lot of other students in a sort of a training household, and it was fantastic. And so when I got this invitation, I jumped at it, but with no thought at all for my considering this. But as I lived with them, I was pretty clear I wanted to be a disciple, I wanted to follow Christ. And I said, well, is it just pure coincidence that I'm living with these guys? Is it, and if I'm really serious about following Jesus, then I probably need to consider this.